Jessica Le Masurier joins me now from New York to talk a bit more about the UNGA. Jessica, talk us a bit more about all of this and if the Middle East tensions are going to be overshadowing the assembly this week.
Oh, those tensions will absolutely be overshadowing the entire high-level week. The focus will be squarely on the Middle East, although we have three big wars raging, and they will all be discussed, and there will be feverish diplomatic efforts to push for some de-escalation, especially in the Middle East, where there are fears that Israeli strikes on Lebanon could turn into a full-blown war. We are going to be looking very closely, in particular, at Netanyahu and at Zelensky. Netanyahu is still expected to come at this time. We expect that when he does take to the podium, that there may be a mass walkout here at the United Nations, as he is seen very much here as having trampled all over international law. All eyes will, of course, today be on Biden. He's going to be speaking he's one of the first speakers today. Zelensky is also in New York. He doesn't actually address the General Assembly until Tuesday, but there is a Security Council meeting on Ukraine later on today. Macron also arrives today. He's going to be speaking tomorrow. He is very much seen as a champion of multilateralism here, and he didn't attend last year, so he'll be listened to very closely. But really, there is a lot of concern that this global forum is failing to do its job properly. So there'll also be some discussions about how to reform it to make it capable of actually bringing these types of wars to an end.
So, Jessica, as you mentioned, U.S. President Joe Biden will be speaking today at the UN. This is going to be his last address at the UNGA as president. What can we expect?
Indeed, it's going to be his swan song here because he only has 4 months left in office. Now, whilst he has been respected here for his efforts to sort of return to global norms and support international institutions, he's also come under an awful lot of criticism over the past year for his steadfast support of Israel. The vast majority of member states here believe that Israel has violated international law, and so the United States' support of its ally has really made its reputation suffer here at the United Nations. We expect him in his address to the General Assembly to once again reaffirm his support for Israel and also his support for Ukraine. Of course, Zelensky is going to be here, and he is going to be, during the course of the week, presenting his so-called victory plan to world leaders and also to Biden later on in the week.
Jessica, thank you for that. Jessica Le Masurier reporting for us from the UN General Assembly in New York.